So I've been thinking about sitting down, spinning, recording myself, and chatting whatever comes to my mind. The reason is that often when I'm spinning, I don't know, my brain tends to work in interesting ways. Like, I guess in ways it's like other meditative things, right? It's like the mind, my mind slows down a little, or at least acts in less linear ways. So, I don't know, it's like my thoughts meander more. And thus I come to cool insights or realizations, or it's like this quiet, slow time where, I don't know, I can kind of make sense of things that I'm doing or things that have happened are clicking into place. It's just, I guess, what I'm trying to say with a lot of words, it's like process time. And I guess it also gives a sense of inspiration. So I was like, why don't I sit down and just chat about whatever comes up? Because there's always a certain topic that'll sit with me for a session that I'm sitting down. And sometimes these are very personal topics, and sometimes these are more universal questions. Like, what's the meaning of it all? No. So yeah, this is me trying that out. If this is the first time you're seeing me or a video of me, I'm Sandrine. I am a human who loves nature, but also loves everything to do with fiber, natural fibers. And I love spinning, I love knitting, I also love sewing. And I love playing with ritual and our connection to nature. So if you're into any of those things, welcome. And today I thought I'd start with telling you a little bit about how I got started with spinning. I've been spinning for a bit less than 2 years now. And my curiosity was powered by a video where I saw someone spinning and thought, that looks really, I don't know, just sometimes you just see someone do something and your hands want to get involved, like they want to be able to do the same or learn how to do the same. And I just had that very strong urge. So then the idea of wanting to do it was born, and I was planning a trip to Ireland because I had this very strong pull of visiting the island and, I don't know, getting in touch with nature there and the culture. And then I thought, wouldn't that be a good place? There should be someone doing something with spinning, because they have beautiful wool. There's beautiful garments being made there from wool. So I figured I might be able to learn there. So I did. I took a class while on holiday. And as soon as I got back home, I picked up a secondhand wheel and I just started doing it. I mean, I would get frustrated for moments and then leave it for weeks. But I kept just going at it on my own, watching a video here and there whenever I got stuck. But yeah, I practiced and I practiced. And I mean, that's a very practical way in which I started, or like how it came into my life. But I think before that moment, I had been exploring ways of, I guess the nicest word I could choose for it was to create a sense of sovereignty. Like a sense of freedom in this world where sometimes it feels like so many rules have already been made up and so many ways of having access to resources are already decided for us. And that started when I started sewing. So that's when I started making my own clothes, because I don't know, I struggled. I stopped buying new brands for most stuff other than underwear and socks. And yeah, I just had this very strong feeling of like, the capitalist system is broken, if you ask me. At least it's not working for us, for most of us. And I feel forced to buy all these products that I'm not really behind. I was also in a place where I didn't have a lot of financial means, so I just thought like the more ethical brands just seemed a lot within my reach, and also they seemed so far removed. And I more and more realized as this was also a period where I got in touch with my own creativity more, how much stuff you can make. Like anything we buy is made somewhere. And I was just getting curious about how, with anything I would need, I would kind of ask to myself, is there a way I can make this? Or is there a way I can source this more locally so I actually know where it comes from? And I think that comes back to the sovereignty. Like, we live in an age where it's very rare to know where the stuff you buy or the things that you use in your daily life, where they originate, where the raw resources or raw materials came from, who created them, and then obviously in what conditions were they created. Was it an ethical way of getting there? So I found myself getting frustrated and kind of, there was a lot of fight in me. And then creating clothes myself became this very tangible way of putting that frustrated energy into, something tangible that could actually help me and give me a sense of, hey, I don't know, it felt like taking back power in a way, because I had a choice that was different than just buying from all these stores that I didn't believe in. And it was also an outlet. Because when I started creating stuff, that was such a meaningful way to spend my time that I felt less need to consume in any other way or to buy something to be entertained, because the making process was entertaining me, and as a result I was getting somewhere. I was creating garments that felt like they fit my personality. I felt more in control, I guess. Not saying that control is the best mode of transport, no, but like in a system that often made me feel powerless in the choices I could make. It felt like it handed me back my power and handed me some sovereignty. So I think that's how I started sewing, and then creating, and then knitting or spinning came into my life. And then I actually had the interesting order that I started spinning first, and then when I was spinning I was like, well, I guess I have to learn techniques to use this yarn. And that's when I really committed to knitting, and when I taught myself to weave a little bit. So that's the practical way, and the more spiritual way that I got started, or what got me started, what got me behind this wheel. And I think it's interesting, this notion of creating being an antidote to consumption. I wish we were all creating more instead of taking, and that creating can be our pastime, because I think this world needs creation. There's so much destruction going on, and there's also a lot of creation, mass creation. But I think we're entering an era where mass creation is not satisfying anymore. It's not serving us anymore. We can see it's not serving the human collective, because so many people are getting exploited. So mass creation, we can feel that it lacks a sense of aliveness, it lacks a sense of humanity, it lacks a sense of connection to ourselves and the natural world. And so I believe small-scale creation it's due for a comeback, and I think it's already on that way, obviously. But when everything can be made so perfectly by machines, then how interesting is it to have things that have imperfections and that you know have been made from the hands of someone else. And also to know that what you spend or whatever you exchange for that thing, it'll land somewhere with an individual that then gets joy, not just from receiving money for it or some other form of compensation, but from knowing that what they created is finding their place into the world, I guess. Yeah, and I think that's I think I spend a lot of time being angry at how stuck our system is in mass creation and mass consumption, and how people tend to choose something cheap that looks, I don't know, like something cheap and generic over something that has like a soul to it and an aliveness to it that a machine just can't create. I mean, we can be so impressed by what machines can do, but they don't. The amount of soul they can put into something is just, yeah, such a tangible difference to my eyes anyway. So I think actually all this mass consumption, it's not my enemy. It's exactly what'll lead us to embracing handcrafted things again, and things made with attention and eye for detail and love for something. I mean, the biggest reason a pie or a cake that was baked by a loved one tastes so different is maybe because they're a great chef, but most of all because it was them that made it, and you can feel their love in while you eat it, and in their presence while you eat it. And I do believe, call me sappy or woo-woo, but I do believe that is the whole point of things. And I do believe that no mass-made apple pie, however same ingredients and tasty, can give us that same feeling. Now, I'm not saying anything controversial here, I know. Or maybe I am to some. But yeah, it's what's on my mind. I'm currently spinning some wool that I brought back from Scotland. If you are curious what I did in Scotland, you can hear about it in the last video. Whoa, sorry, my back's hurting. I need to adjust my pillow. And I'm spinning it from the fleece, which is something that I'm still quite new to, but it's surprisingly pleasant and easy. I don't know what it's going to be yet, and sometimes that's for me the most relaxing spin, because sometimes I'll know what I want to make with something, and as a result, the perfectionist in me, the irony of talking about perfect things not having soul and then struggling with perfectionism while I'm handcrafting. I guess I was raised by this system. Oh gosh, we're also caught in the trick of having to do stuff perfectly. And I even have it with these videos. I don't know about you guys, but for me it feels like a vulnerable thing to decide that you want to record yourself. Because where's the line between vanity and something that is just entertaining for people to watch? Then again, that's not really a discussion I'm interested in now, but I just wanted to say that even in doing these videos, it feels vulnerable and sometimes silly, and then it's easy to get very perfectionist about it, because I only have a right to do these things if it's perfect, or if it's, yeah, I don't know. If it's created like I'm a production company. Which I have realized I find no joy in, because it takes all the playfulness out of it. Most of the times when I look at videos by other creators, it's when they don't feel scripted, when they're just like, la la, this is me, I exist, and I'm just gonna sit here and talk to you, or sit here and show you something, and yeah. So yeah, that's my attempt. So somehow after this, my camera and my audio failed for the ending of this video, so the editing version of me will close it off. That was my first sitting down and chatting and spinning. I hope you enjoyed listening to it. I thank you for sitting with me, and I hope it was good company and maybe you took something away from it. I'm really curious to hear about your thoughts on these topics, and how crafting and working with your own material has influenced your life. Yeah, it feels fun to share with you in this way. It feels very relaxed and very authentic. So I think I'll keep doing it. If you're interested in other stuff and a lot of my other thoughts and reflections, I have a lot of them. I write letters. You can sign up for them. I'll leave a link below. It's not a typical newsletter. It's just me sharing what's going on in my life. The most recent one I wrote is about grief and what it can teach us, and also what is challenging about it, and how it can shape our relationship with ourselves and with nature. And so if that's something you're interested in, go subscribe. It helps if you leave a comment, so I'll know that you subscribed, and then I can send it to you if it's already sent out. Yeah, if you're interested in seeing more regular stuff, go to my Instagram, because YouTube is still semi-regular for me. And yeah, I hope you have soft days transitioning into the new year. I know these days are not always the easiest for many people. For some it can be quite isolating, whether they're with family or without. So I hope you're well. And if you're not well, I hope there's support and you're able to ask for it. Yeah, if you enjoyed this, do give it some digital love in the form of a thumbs up. And if you want to see more, follow along. Thanks. Bye.